Hello there everybody, and welcome to this video where I'll teach you how to become just like one of my favorite drummers, Mike Portnoy, who you might remember from such bands as fucking all of them. Now that I think about it, this guy's like the blue-bearded Dave Grohl of metal. Anyway, in this video I'll be going through some of Portnoy's most characteristic traits, including his unusually large drum set, that one double bass drum fill we all know and love, plus the process of writing drum parts for a song. So without further ado, let's talk about this monster of a drum set. When it comes to putting together the ideal drum set to fit your playing style, you're bound to come across the phrase less is more. However, if you're not a cheap shit, I advise you to embrace Mike Portnoy's philosophy in gear, which is less is more, but more is even more. If you're still not on board with the idea of going out and buying a massive drum set, let me tell you a little story. The year is 2007. The world has been thrown into global financial chaos, rivaling that of the Great Depression of the 1930s. Everything's chaos, civilization is on the brink of ruin, and all hope seemed lost until one fateful summer of 2009. I'm actually not sure if this was the summer. Probably not. Anyway, Dream Theater released their album Black Clouds and Silver Linings, and they went on tour. As you can probably imagine, when Mike Portnoy goes on tour, he'll need a ton of roadies to move that huge ass drum set around. And here comes a little lesson in economy. Now, moving these drums around takes a lot of roadies, probably around, let's say, 2,000 to 3,000 roadies. Just a rough estimate. Now, that's 3,000 jobs being created. And once these roadies come home from the tour, they'll spend all of their money on local bars and strip clubs. And because of this, these local establishments now have better economy to hire more people, thus creating more jobs. And slowly but surely the ball starts rolling again. So, does this mean that Mike Portnoy single-handedly solved the financial crisis just by having a huge drum set? Probably. Let's talk about drum fills, or drum fill, like in singular. I refer, of course, to that one legendary characteristic double bass drum fill that Mike Portnoy always kind of seems to be able to fit into pretty much every song he plays. And in case you don't know which one I'm talking about, it's this one. Now, this fill might seem completely impossible to play for just normal human beings like us, but once you break it down, it's actually surprisingly simple. For example, the sticking is really just right, left, kick, kick, right, left, kick, kick, right, left, kick, kick, right, left, kick, kick. And that's kind of it. However, you can always add more hits on the toms or on the bass drums, so you can basically turn this one fill into a ton of different fills just by introducing small variations into the basic pattern, which is pretty cool. And it also kind of makes this one drum fill the spork of fills. Another great feature is that if you look confident enough, you can play this fill in pretty much any context and it'll sound completely natural. Just check this out. And there you go. Totally fits into the song and doesn't sound weird or out of place at all. I wish I could have shown you a bit more, but unfortunately we live in an age where here on YouTube you can get a copyright strike or even get your entire channel deleted from just humming Smoke on the Water. Run. And yes, I hear what you're saying. Of course there might be a few non-believers out there who say this fill can get a bit repetitive, But in the immortal words of AC/DC, if it ain't broke, fuck it. Now, as we all know, there's more to drumming than just flashy drum fills, unfortunately. Sometimes you have to write an actual drum beat that fits the musical context and that provides a solid foundation for the rest of the band to grow off of. However, just because you're not showing off your skills with crazy drum fills, it doesn't mean that you can't play something that's interesting and challenging. As a matter of fact, if you want to play just like Mike Portnoy, you should actually aim to make everything overly complicated so no one can play covers of your songs. Feels bad, man. Progressive metal drumming is widely considered one of the most difficult genres to master, but a nice little tip is that if you ever lose track of just what the hell is going on in the song you're playing, just act natural and keep playing, even though you've just lost the tempo and you're pulling a full Lars Ulrich. Because with a bit of luck and a stern look of confidence on your face, you can actually trick most people into believing that you're just playing a polyrhythm against the rest of the band and that you're actually doing it on purpose. There we go. That's a 9000 IQ move right there. This one's free. Anyway, when it comes to actually creating the drum parts, Portnoy has this handy little trick to always generate fresh and innovative ideas in what's known as the drumgorithm. Allow me to elaborate. First, you write down the song's duration in minutes, divide that by the amount of time signature changes, then add in the number of toms on your drum set. And, as a final little touch, divide the whole thing with the amount of fucks you give about people's comments regarding you defending the ending of Game of Thrones. Now what we're gonna do is that we'll take this equation and curl it up into a tiny little ball, and once we unwrap it, it'll give us the drum chart for our new song. And there you have it. Everything you need to know in order to play drums, just like Mike Portnoy himself. Use this knowledge wisely, and may the force be ever in your favor. God.